Welcome to video lecture on Computer Communication Network Laboratory. Myself, Dr. Siddhingappa Gowda Biradar, Associate Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication, DSATM, Bangalore.
Hi all, today I am going to teach you how to solve the computer network program using NS2. According to the lab experiment, the first experiment, you can see that implement a point-to-point network with 4 nodes and duplex link between them. Analyze the network performance by setting the queue size and varying the bandwidth. This is the first experiment. Let's see how to implement this first experiment using NS2. Before implementing, let's understand what is this aim of this experiment. Here I am going to show you a network wherein which we have created a 4-node network. As per the question, you can see that implement a point-to-point network. They have said that you have to implement a network, it should be point-to-point. Here I have considered 4 nodes. Each node may act as a source, or each node may act as a destination, or it may act as a router. In this network we have used 2 sources, that is N0 is one source and N1 is the another source, destination is N3. N2 acts as a router. So totally 4 nodes we have used. In this we are using a TCP protocol, and according to the experiment they are telling that you need to use the duplex link. That's why we have connected the duplex links between 2 nodes, that is N0 to N2, N1 to N2 and N2 to N3. Here we have connected N0 to the TCP, then TCP to FTP. FTP is the application layer protocol, and here this FTP, why we are using FTP here is because this FTP protocol generates a packet. It generates a packet and give to the TCP protocol. TCP protocol, whatever the packet that is received from the FTP, it is going to add certain extra information that we call it as a header to this packet that are sent from FTP, like sequence number it is going to add. Then after getting the packets from FTP, TCP will hand over to the N0. N0 node, it will forward those packets to the N2. As the packet consists of source address as well as the destination address, N0 will send a packet to N2. N2 checks the address. After checking the address, N2 handovers those packets to N3. Similarly, here at N1 node we have connected TCP, one more TCP, and we have connected FTP also. Same way here also, FTP will generate a packet, give to the TCP. TCP in turn gives a packet to N1. Here TCP is a protocol which will add extra information to the packet that is sent from FTP. What is that extra information here is source address, destination address, sequence number and all. And this N1 node will send a packet to N2 node. And you need to remember here, in a link you have 3 main parameters. One is bandwidth. Bandwidth here we have written as 100 MB, and Q indicates the queue size. D is nothing but the delay here, propagation delay, that we have assigned is 20 milliseconds. Similarly, same parameters are assigned for the other links also. You can change if you want to change the parameters here. And here you can see there is a TCP sync. 2 TCP syncs are there at the destination. Whenever you want to make any node as a source, you need to connect N0 or any node to the TCP, then FTP. If this is a connection, then this node becomes a source. If you want to make a destination, then you need to connect TCP sync here. These are the 2 agents here. These 2 agents are helpful in communicating a data packet from source to destination. In TCP, if you use a TCP protocol, whatever the packets are sent from source to destination, and this TCP sink will send a acknowledgement back to TCP, that is source. There is a connection between TCP NOT and TCP sink here. You know why we are connecting this? As whatever the packet that are sent from N NOT, it is received by the node N3 and given to the TCP sink. TCP sink in turn sends a acknowledgement back to the N NOT node. This is what first experiment, wherein which we are creating a two sources and one destination. You can create multiple sources with TCP and FTP connection. Then you need to use multiple TCP sinks to connect it. Here also you can see that there is a connection between TCP agent 1 to TCP sink. Why there is a connection here is, whatever the packet that are sent from the source is given to the N1, N1 to N2, N2 to N3, N3 will give a packet to TCP sink, and this in turn will send a acknowledgement to the TCP1. This is a connection, and here node N2 acts as a router. Whatever the packet that are sent from N0 and N1 is routed to N3 here. This is what all about the first experiment. In this first experiment, we are connecting a point-to-point network. That is, you can see N0 is connected to N2. That is, one point is connected to another point network. Here also you can see N1 is connected to N2, N2 is connected to N3. This type of connection we call it as a point-to-point network. 4 nodes we have used. There is a duplex connection between them. Let's create a network like this in NSGN. There is a software called as a NSGN. This software basically works using a Java here. If you want to run this software, you need to install the Java JDK. Once if you install a Java JDK, just double click on this, you are going to get a window wherein which you can create a scenario. Here the first experiment is related to wired program. Just click on this wired scenario. Just I'll zoom here. Let's see how to create a network which we have studied just now. Initially, as of the network, there are 4 nodes are there. We will create a 4 node. Just highlight here node, click here N1, N0, then N1, N2, N3. These are the 4 nodes that we have created. According to the experiment, they said that you need to use a 4 node, so we have created a 4 node, and we need to connect a link, that is duplex links we have to connect. That's what I am going to connect here, N0 to N2, N1 to N2, N2 to N3. So totally 3 links are created between the 4 nodes. Now once the link is created, let's connect a agent. This agent, that is, here we are using a TCP here. Let's connect a TCP here. This TCP connection is used to make a node as a source here. Then once TCP is connected, as you want to make a node as a source, so we need to connect FTP to that. Here also you need to connect a FTP. Now these, that is node N0 becomes a source, node again N1 becomes a second source. Now I want to make a destination node. In order to make a destination node, you need to use a TCP sink here. 2 sources, 2 sinks we need to use. Then connect this TCP agent to the TCP sink here, from here to here. This is what the first experiment network that we have done using the NSG 2.1. And here there is no any condition that first you should, after creating a node, then you should have a link, then TCP, then FTP. It's not like that. Randomly you can connect first sink, then you can connect next TCP, then FTP. Always you need to be careful that whenever you want to connect TCP agent to the another TCP agent, it should be in agent mode only. And if you want to have a link here, you should select a link button or link tab here. This is what the network that we have created. So FTP will generate a packet, it will give to the TCP. TCP adds the extra information, that is control information, source address, destination address, sequence number, and it gives to the N0. N0 will give in turn send a packet to the N3. N3 it will send a acknowledgement back to the TCP, because TCP is what, it's a protocol wherein which whenever you send any data using TCP, you are going to get a acknowledgement. This is what all about the first experiment network. And here there are certain parameters you can modify here as we are doing the first experiment. So I will change the file name P1. I will add it as a P1 here. Then next one again file name P1. Right. Whenever I execute this file, TCL script file, I am going to get a two files, that is trace file and NAM file. Using these two files you can analyze the performance, or you can view the simulation, that we will see further. Though as in order to avoid the confusion, I have created a file name by f1.tr and f2.tr. Let's simulation time be the same. After creating this network, wired network, let's click on TCL. Then you can see that there is a code that is generated with respect to this network. Let's see here what is this code. Initially we have created a 4 nodes, that is what 4 nodes are defined here. Then there is a creating a link between nodes. You can see here N0 is connected to N2. N0 is connected to N2, bandwidth is 100 Mbps, delay is 10 milliseconds. Droptail is a queuing type technique. Maximum amount of packet it can hold is 50. That is, in between the two nodes N0 and N2, N1 and N2, N2 and N3, there is a buffer present which can hold certain number of packet. That is, you can change if you want. Here default it is 50 packet. That is why buffer is used here is in order to control the flow. Whatever the packet that are sent from the node, it will enter first into a buffer. Then it will come out at node 2. Here also there will be a buffer present. Entering a packet into buffer, we call it as a positive. Coming out of a packet from a buffer, we call it as a negative. It's like a rack wherein which packets are stored here and they are sent out one by one. So droptail is a technique wherein which it works with a concept called as first in first out method. Let's see and execute this program. Before executing, let's store this file here, TCL script file. As I already installed NS2 in Windows 10, I'll show you how to run the program. I'll store this program, that is TCL script, in Cygwin folder. Once if you install in Cygwin NS2, you'll get a Cygwin folder here. In this, I'll create one folder by name lab programs, lab program ECE. I will store this file in this folder, lab program ECE. First program it is, so I will save the file by program1.tcl. Then save it. Here the extension should be .tcl only, because this program which is there is a TCL script program. Right. Let's minimize here and check whether the file is stored or not. We need to go to C drive, Cygwin, home, here lab program ECE. Here you can see that there is a program. As I said, here nodes we have created. Then we have, after creating a nodes, we have connected two nodes, that is we have created a link between two nodes. You can say, as I said, there are three important parameters. One is bandwidth, the other is delay, then queuing size. As the experiment aim of the experiment here is to analyze the network performance by setting the queue size and varying the bandwidth. Means you have to set the queue size and vary the bandwidth. So we will vary the bandwidth and check how many number of packets we have received and sent. As the program is created, here I will make certain changes here, and this agent definition, as I said, TCP agent is there, N0 is connected to TCP not, N3 is connected to sync 2, N1 is connected to TCP1. You can see here this diagram, you can compare this with this one. TCP1 is connected to N1, you can see that, and then similarly N3 is connected. This is all about the connection. This connection we call it as a agent definition, and as you have know that we have created two sources. There is you need to assign certain time when to start the packet generation and when to stop. I'll give certain time like 1 to 50, and here 55 to 99. So 1 is nothing but 1 second. So source 1 I am giving a time from 1 to 50 seconds. Then source 2 I am giving a time for 55 to 99 seconds. This is what the packet generation time, and here when the simulation has to stop, I will make it as to stop on 100 seconds. Always this stop time should be greater than these two time. Fine. So this is the time with respect to one source, and this is the time with respect to second source. At this time period they are going to generate a packet. So after editing, then save it. This file you can also open in a WordPad. You can see that it's not necessary that you should use a programmer notepad. You can also open in WordPad also. Notepad, better you use the WordPad. See here, same program, you can edit here also, then save it. It's not like you need to use a programmer notepad. Now here TCL script is, we have saved the TCL script. Now we will execute it. In order to execute, first you should go to the Cygwin there, and here we have saved the file in Cygwin folder. Let's see where actually we have saved the file in C drive, right? Let's have a ls. If you type ls, we'll be in a home, we'll come to know what are the folders are there. Then ls. Here I have stored in, I have made a folder here by name lab program EC. I will enter into that folder by cd lab, right? Now I will type ls, it will give the list of files. So as I have saved the file program number 1.tcl, it's there. Now I will execute this file. In order to execute this file, so I need to type ns program1, then run. It takes some time because it's now program has been executed. Whatever you have seen the error, it's a warning there. We'll check whether the program has been executed correctly or not. You can see there, this is a program which was initially we have saved. Once after execution, you can see that there is a tr file. This is a tr file. We can also call it as a resultant file. There is one more file called as a nam file. This nam file is used to see the animation. Here we'll see that how to analyze the performance of a network In order to analyze the performance of a network, you need to use the AWK script. How to use that AWK script and analyze, we'll see that. Here, let's take one AWK script. AWK script is a general C programming script file. I'm going to place this AWK script. Almost all the AWK scripts are similar. What all are there here in AWK script we can see here. Begin A equal to 0, B equal to 0. I am using two variables. Here, in order to calculate the total number of packets sent and received, I need to add certain parameters here. Let's see here what I need to do and how I am going to change this parameter. On what basis I am going to change. Here, whenever you want to write AWK script, you need to go through this .tr first here, and let's see how many number of packet that destination has received. In order to know that, here you need to first understand this tr file. Here in the tr file, first column which is there, it is a event column we call. What is this plus? As I said, between two nodes there will be a buffer present. This buffer, whatever the packet that are sent from N node, it will enter into this buffer, and the entering we call it as a positive. Coming out of the buffer and reaching the packet to node 2, we call it as a minus. That is what here. Plus indicates the packet entering into the buffer. This buffer will be present between the two nodes. Why this buffer is used? In order to have a flow control. Once this packet enters, it becomes the indication of plus here. Once it enters, it has to come out. It's like first in, first out. Whichever the packet first enters, that will come out first. So coming out of the buffer, we call it as a negative. Once it comes out of the buffer, it has to reach the node here. That is, packets have been received. Here you can see there are two different types of TCP packet, TCP 40 as well as TCP 1540 packet size. What is this TCP 40 and TCP 1540 packet size here is, whenever you want to send any data from source to destination, first it will send a control packet. TCP 40 is a control packet that is sent from the source. You can see there, second column, first column is what? Event, which will tell you entering a buffer, coming out and received. Second column is the time event, at what time it is sent, at what time it is entering into the buffer, what time it is coming out, and what time it is reaching. Third column indicates the row, that is from which node the data is sent, means from which, that is source, or you can say from 2 to 3. Data sent from 2 to 3, packet is sent from 2 to 3 or 0 to 2, like that. So third column will tell you about the source. It's a source, from where it is transmitting, from where it is going. Fourth column is the destination. Fifth column is the type of a packet. What type of packet it is? TCP. As we are using a TCP protocol, so it's a TCP packet. ACK is nothing but the acknowledgement packet. Whenever a packet is sent from the TCP source, you will get an acknowledgement from the destination. That's what you can see there. First packets are nothing but the control packets. Usually control packets are used in order to check whether the destination is present or not. If destination is present, ready to receive the packet, then destination will send a acknowledgement. This 40 is nothing but a packet size, that is 40 bytes of packet size. This dotted symbol indicates the flag. This is flow ID, next column. Then there is a source address, port number, destination address, port number, sequence number. This is all are the parameters of trace file. So for us, this 4-5 columns are necessary to generate the values here. How to calculate here is, whatever the packet that are received or whatever the packet that reaches to destination is here. You can see there R is a one packet received. We need to calculate the network performance. The packet that are sent between 2 to 3 will reach the destination. Here I'll make certain modification in this. Third, I will write this dollar symbol indicates the first column. $3 indicates the third column. $4 indicates the fourth column. I want to calculate the packet that are sent from the what are the packets that are received from the received to destination. Here, in order to calculate that, you need to check. So here node 2 and node 3 are the path that is connecting. This node 2 sends the data to node 3 here. Whatever the packet that are sent from N0 and N1, it will reach to N3 through the node 2. So in order to calculate the received packet, I will assign these two nodes. As I said, the third column is a from column, fourth column is a destination column. I will make the modification. So the N2 is a from where packet is going, N3 is the destination where packet is reaching, and the type of the packet here is TCP packet, and we need to calculate this part only. We don't want TCP40 here because this TCP40 is a control packet. 40 byte of packets are used in order to check whether the source is active or not. Then even acknowledgement 40 byte is also in a response that is going to get from the destination. Actual packet data packet is TCP 1540. TCP 1540 is a packet that is received by the destination. We need that packet values. So we have mentioned TCP and sixth column 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth column is a type of a packet. Sixth is a TCP packet size. And here when you see the program, we have mentioned the packet size also. Initially the packet size, default packet size is 1500. But when the packet that are received at the destination is having a packet size of 1540. You can see 1540. This extra 40 byte is the control information. As I said, it is a source address, destination address, sequence number, that all extra data is added by the TCP here. Now here if you have this parameter here, then it will calculate you the number of received packet at the destination. This A will store the A++ means it keep on adding this values which is there is compared with these parameters. If this is matching, then it will increment by 1. Similarly, we need to calculate what are the number of packets that are sent from the source as well as the two sources, that is N0 and N1. How to calculate that? I will show you. This first one will tell us to calculate the number of packets that are received at the destination. Similarly, I will write here R. The third column I will write it as 0, and here I will write it as 2. Same way B, and I will create one more loop here. In this same thing here, I will mention it as 1, here 2, right. I will create one more print statement. Total number of packet that are received, just I will create one more variable. It's a simple C programming. here you can see that this first one 2 to 3, between 2 to 3, if I consider it, the packet that are reaching destination is through N2, that is from this is a source and this is a destination, so I have made it as 2 to 3 TCP packet 1540. Received packet, here what all the packets that are sent from N0 will reach to N2, N1 will reach to, packets that are sent from N1 will reach to N2. So totally these packets which are sent from N0 and N2 that are reaching N2 will reach to the N3. Means whatever the packet that are received at N2 with respect to N0 and N1 are the sent packets from N0 to N2 and N1 to N2. That's why I have written here N0 to N2 and N1 to N2, means these are the packet that are received at node 2, but these are the packet that are sent to the destination. I will mention here total number of, this will give the total number of packet that are received at the destination, total number of data packet received at node 2, that is, or you can also mention it as sent, total number of data packets sent at node 2 by node 0. Similarly, you copy this and paste here and mention it as 1. So this tells you that this helps you to calculate the total number of packets that are sent from N0 to N2, N1 to N2, and these in turn will send a packet from N2 to N3. You can see that when these parameters that are matching with this TR file, then only it will add one value, or it will store the value in C, A and B. This is all about the AWK script. Now here this is like a formula. This formula is added, or you can say that we will assign this formula to the TR file and check what all the results we are going to get. Fine, we'll check that. In order to check it, you need to go to the Cygwin here. Always this AWK script file should be in a same folder where you are going to check the value for TR file. Let's check it here. I will type ls. You can see there is a AWK script file and TR file. I want to check a result here. How to check a result? There is a command awk -f indicates the file. Then what is a file name of the AWK? Here we have a packet received 1.awk. Then TR file you need to mention TR. You can check that. See here, total number of data packet received at node 3 and total number of data packets sent at node 2 by node 0 and node 1. If you add these things, you are going to get this value. So from this we can come to know that the total number of packets sent are around 46,100 by the two sources and received at the destination node 3. And here, as this is a Windows 10, we can't see the animation NAM. I have a software called as nam.exe. By this you can see the animation. Just open here, go to the folder where we have stored a file, lab program. This is what, can go through this. As we have started, we have initialized the value 1 here. The packet has to be started 1 from node 1 second from node N0. You can see that packet is transmitted from N0 to N3. So this a small packet that is going out from N3 is the acknowledgement packet. This is a data packet. This will continue till we have assigned a value from 1 to 50. So after 50, node 1 will start the packet transmission. You can see that it will transmit a packet till 50. Now you can see that after 55 this packet, that is node 1 will send a packet, it will receive the acknowledgement. It will continue till the 100 seconds, right? This is all about the animation. You can see here the animation. Same thing can also be implemented in a Ubuntu also. You can work in that also. Same process is there. Execution is also same. Now we will check what next should be done here is as in the experiment they have said that you need to change the bandwidth. Here they are given that you need to change the bandwidth, vary the bandwidth. So initially it was 100 MB. You can see that we have changed the value. Initial value was the 100 MB, 100. Now we will change the value here. How to change this value here is same way, go to the programmer1.tcl file where you have saved, just change the bandwidth. Here it is 100 it was, now make it as 500, you make it as 700, you make it as 900 and save it, right? If you want to change the queue size value, that is buffer value, you can change here, instead of 50 you can make it as 60, 70, 80 like that. Let's see here. We'll run that once. If you edit or modify the program, then you need to save the file. After saving, just go through it, go through the execution process, go to command prompt, then run the file which you have already executed previously. Whatever the changes is there, it has to be updated now. The program is going to execute here. It's a warning process. Why this is giving a warning here is you can't see the animation in NS10. This Cygwin doesn't support. That's why it is giving a warning here. NAM you can see there. This is what we will check the result, whether we are getting a same or different value. You can see there is a certain changes in the data that are received now. Initially it was 46,100, 24,290, 21,810. Here you can see there is a change in a value. 240 extra packets are received. This is because of change in the bandwidth. This is what the first experiment of NS2. This experiment mainly we have to change the bandwidth and calculate the how many number of packet received. Once if you get this type of send packet and received packet, you can just calculate other performance like packet received, packet lost. If you subtract received packet minus send packet, or you can say that whatever the send packet or minus received packet, then you will get the number of lost packets. Initially sending a 100 packet but received is 50. 100 minus 50, 50 is the lost packet. That is one network performance parameter. If you want to calculate the packet delivery ratio, received divided by the packet sent, if you do it, you will get the packet delivered fraction or a packet delivered value. This is all about the first experiment. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please like it and subscribe it.